Hey, welcome to a brand new edition of Local Focus. I'm your host, Sebastian Noel, and I know we're in football season, but this show has been accused in the past of having a basketball bias, and that's probably really, really true. So even though we're in football season, last night I got a chance to spend some time with my guys, the Sandia Matadors, at the Papa Brown Shoot-a-thon. So I thought, hey, let's have a Matador in studio today, and I'm pretty pumped out about it because this guy, in my opinion, probably the most underrated player in the state of New Mexico, and this year he might just be the best, right? So you heard it here first. Andrew Hill is my guest. Good to have you, man.
Good to be here.
So, first of all, let's talk about the free throw-a-thon. You guys didn't mess around. Like, you guys can shoot. So your guards, right? Like, how many did you finish with?
93.
So you had 93, and then what about the rest of the fellas?
I know Dave finished with 96. I think E finished with
95, right?
95.
Yeah, so you got 93. So 93 is last in the backcourt. That's a rough crowd, right? And then Dalen 96, Eli's 95. So who gets to shoot technicals this year? That's what I want to know.
Probably just whoever wants to.
Right, whoever wants to. Okay.
More confident.
All right. Obviously for a good cause, right? So talk about that. Why were we shooting?
To fundraise for our program and for Papa Brown's.
And that's something you guys have done now for a couple of seasons, right?
Yeah.
So you've had, obviously, you guys used to have Papa around the program, and you still have his wife, Carol, around the program, Danny's mom. And so that's something that's kind of pretty important to you guys as a program, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
All right, let's talk about last season. Your overall impressions of the season?
Of last season?
Yeah.
I think it went pretty well. It was just a lot of, there was a lot of things that we had to go through, like with Big Sean being out.
Right.
And so we had to find new ways for us to, because over the summer we were working with stuff for Big Sean, and then it ended up he wasn't there, so
kind of had to change things.
Yeah.
How did that help you guys grow as a team, though?
It helped our younger guy, our class, be ready and play together, get us ready for this year.
Right.
And yeah.
From an individual perspective, how hard is that you kind of start the season expecting maybe to work through Sean, right, and a big post presence, and then your team becomes pretty guard oriented and changes its offensive philosophy. How difficult was that?
It was pretty hard. We still had Chapo, but we were able to get through it. We were able to get through that.
What did Coach Brown say at that, was it just kind of, okay, you guys knew you'd have to make the adjustment, or did he draw up different plays, or how did that adjustment look, behind the scenes, I guess?
It was just, instead of putting it through Big Sean, we were putting it through Chapo.
Right.
Well, of course, it wasn't the same, but we were trying.
Right.
And then mainly getting our guards running the floor.
Now, you talked about those, you guys have an amazing backcourt. I don't think there's a team that runs out you, Dalen, and Eli. I don't know who can run out three guards like that, right? So what's that like, playing in a backcourt like that with guys that are all incredibly skilled? Seems like you look like you guys really enjoy playing with each other. Talk about that.
I like it because I don't always have to worry about having to go get the ball. I know I can trust them to bring the ball up as well and be able to handle that.
All right.
Yeah.
We got this backcourt that's amazing, right, with you and Eli and Dalen. And so what we want to do is we're going to play a little game here, all right? I'm going to throw out some categories. Okay. And you tell me who's better at that thing that I'm talking about, all right? We've done this before on the show, all right? So let's start in the classroom, all right? So it's either you can say either yourself, Dalen, or Eli, all right? So who's better at math?
Math? I don't know. That's tricky.
Come on, there's got to be one.
I'd say probably me.
You? All right.
Yeah, probably
Who's
me.
better at English? I'm not going to pull transcripts, so I'm just taking your word for it.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know about their English.
All right. Science? Who's good there?
I'm not good at science.
No, so you're out?
Yeah, I'm out, but I don't know about them too.
All right. What about who's just as far as when it comes to test day, finals, midterms? Who's the best at that? Like, who's the best? Like, you got to pull a good one on the test. Who can just? Who's the best test taker out of that group?
Probably Eli. Or
Eli.
Dan,
All right.
yeah.
What about who's teacher's pet out of those three? Who do the teachers like the most out of you three?
I think we're probably all like
All the pretty same. So there's not one that stands out.
Yeah.
All right. When you got to turn now. These are life skills that we're talking about here.
Yeah.
So you got to churn out a paper, right? Papers due the next day. You got to churn it out. Who's the best at that? Who's the best that can just churn out a paper last minute, bust it out?
I'm pretty sure we've all did that before.
All right.
Yeah.
But who ended up getting the best grade on the last minute paper?
I'm not even sure. Probably. Yeah, I don't even know.
All right. You're too good at this. Like you're not like creating any fun here, man. You're too political here. All right. Who sits the closest to the front of the room?
We usually all sit in the back.
All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. We're done with the classroom stuff now. All right. Who's got the most drip? Whose dress is the best? Who's got the drip?
Well, Eli just likes his sweats and hoodies.
Okay.
I like sweats and hoodies, but sometimes I'll throw on a fit or something. But
You can't say all of us. You got to pick one here. All right. So didn't you guys just have homecoming?
yeah, we did.
Okay. Who had the best homecoming drip then?
Probably me.
All right. So you're allowed to say that.
Probably
That's
me.
what we want. All right. Best whip. Who's got the nicest car?
Probably Eli.
Eli. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Who's the smoothest with the ladies on campus?
None of us really even talk to the ladies. We
All right, you just focus
go
on
straight
basketball?
to the locker room.
Straight to basketball. All right, that's a good answer. All right. All right, now we go to practice. Now we go to basketball. Basketball questions. Who's the first to practice?
Eli.
Eli. All right. Who's the first to film?
All of us. We all travel
All right.
together.
Who gets in Coach Brown's doghouse the easiest?
Like on his side.
No, on his bad side.
Oh, on
Who
his
does he
bad
get
side?
mad
Out of
at
us
the
three?
quickest? Yeah.
It really just depends on who's not going the hardest.
All right. Okay.
But
All right.
Eli's usually he never really gets on his bad
He's
side.
not in the
Yeah.
doghouse ever? Okay, so between you and Dalen, who gets in the doghouse more?
Probably me recently because Dalen's been with the football, so he hasn't even been
Oh,
practicing.
so it's a technical thing, right? He hasn't been there long enough.
Yeah.
He's not. All right, that makes sense. All right, best dunker. Best dunks.
Me.
You, all right.
Yeah.
Best teammate to the young guys.
I say Eli.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to take our first time out here with Drew. We'll come back. We'll talk some more about not only last season, but expectations for this year. We'll be right back.
Here's Whaley along with Cheshire, and Chris Moore gets a point back for the Huskies, 11-7.
Left, boom, Barella.
Quick turn right into the yak there for Justice. Absolutely. Basket Bell looking, throws off the back leg.
Oh, what a...
I'd send some pressure in. There he comes. You make him get rid of the ball quick.
They got 5 there, and it's a sack. This one's going to be on Brody Whitaker as they didn't have it.
To Meyer. She pushes it over. but waiting for it was Sofia Valdez, who just slapped it down, and it's an advantage for.
Hasn't found that yet, but they do have a 2nd down and 7. Sapien flies up after that ball. He goes through the middle. What a snag and a touchdown.
What a catch. It's a beautiful catch. One-handed, jump up in the air. I'm not even sure if that was meant for him, but...
Wysong's going to give it again. Big hole. Perry's got one man to beat, and he beat him. Now he's racing towards the sideline, and he is in. Touchdown, Josh Perry.
Next Tuesday away at Del Norte. Chargers got the Volcano Vista Hawks on Thursday. It's an ace by Maya Perea, and the Sartans take the 5th set 15-5.
Wysong rolling, finds Trujillo. Trujillo made one miss, made two miss. He's going dancing. He's going hurdling. He's going in. Santa Maria. It's a touchdown for Nick Trujillo.
Amazing.
So the first snap will be a pass for Sapien. He's got a man wide open in the middle. It's Miguel Zarate. Zarate looks like he's got a touchdown. So it's going to be 78 yards. Sapien to Zarate to get this game underway. 6 points for the Sartans.
Back with Sandia's Andrew Hill, and you know, I know we're not supposed to have favorites and stuff, but this guy's my dude. So I'm really excited to have Drew here. All of the guys at Sandia, those are my dudes. Let's talk about what brought you to Sandia, because you didn't start there, right?
Yeah.
So you started at Manzano, and then you transferred to Sandia. What went into that?
Before high school, I was playing with Eli.
Okay.
We were on our AU team, and I wanted to reestablish that, go back to Sandia, or go to Sandia
Right.
with him, and yeah.
Okay. What about now athletic background? You basketball. I was interested to learn is your last sport, right? So you
Yes.
started playing some other sports when you were young.
Yes.
Well, tell us about those.
I started soccer when I was around, I think I was 4,
Okay.
and then I played from like 4 to 10. I played football like in the middle of that 1 year, and then I ended up playing again after I had finished soccer. And then I stopped playing soccer whenever my like main team had broke up.
Right.
And then I started playing basketball.
Okay. So you had soccer and football first, and basketball didn't come till pretty late, right? When did you
Yeah.
pick up basketball?
I picked up basketball 5th, 6th grade.
Okay. When did you realize like that you were really good?
I don't know, it just really like came to me. I know like when I was in elementary, like at recess we'd play basketball. I was all right, but like I wasn't really focused on that. And then as we got longer into it, I started actually playing for like with the team, and I was like pretty good. I wasn't, so, yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
When did you first realize then that, oh shoot, the guys that are guarding me aren't staying in front of me?
Actually, when I moved down here,
Right.
I started playing with. My dad had started coaching a team when I was in 6th grade, I think. I was playing for him, and he was like teaching me stuff that I know now that I still use.
Now, I've talked to your dad at games,
Yeah.
and like he talks like he can play. Is that
Yeah.
true?
Yeah,
Because you listen to him
he
enough,
used to play.
you think he's like a mixture of
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, Kareem,
Well,
Kobe, and
he's-
LeBron. He's that good. If you
he's
talk
more-
to him long enough, he'll convince you.
He's more of like on the football side,
Okay,
but
all right.
he knows basketball too.
Right,
'Cause
okay.
that's what he played basketball and football.
Okay, so athletic family. What else? What else in the family, athletic wise? Parents were both athletic. Do you have siblings that are athletic? Well, tell me about the athleticism in the family.
On my dad's side, I have my cousin. I don't know if you knew him. His name was Miguel. He went to Rio Rancho.
Okay.
He graduated from there. I know my dad tells me how we have family in Chicago.
Right.
That we can.
What's the most points that your dad tells you he's ever scored in a game, and has it changed over the years? Like, do you ever catch him in a lie?
No, he really never told me that he was a scorer. He just
Okay.
told me he was defense.
Defense.
He was
all right.
hyper, so he liked to.
Okay. All right. So you're back with your friends at Sandia. I mean, how different is that? You know, like we hear about this a lot. Like kids want to play with their friends, right? Like it's a big deal to like the guys you play with and have that vibe and have that chemistry, right? I mean, talk about that.
Well, chemistry is a big part of basketball because if you don't have that, you can always skill. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but
yeah, their skill is there, right? But if the chemistry's not there,
if the chemistry's not there, then you can't really work with nothing there.
And when did you guys feel like that came together at Sandia? Like, because you guys have been together for a while, But players have graduated, and so. But when did you feel like it was there? The chemistry was good.
Probably like last year.
All right.
We were all we were good connecting because I was playing football. Me and Dalen had got closer, and then I was already close with E, and then Lamarion, of course, was there too.
Lamarion is he as cool as he looks? Like he's like the clown, like
Yeah.
energy all the time.
Lamarion,
always got jokes.
He's funny.
Like how important is that guy for a team?
Well, for us, he's like our tone setter. Like he's
Right.
our energy. He's the one who gets us lifted. He's the one who runs the floor the most.
Right.
So yeah, that's my
Like how huge is that? Like what's the NBA comparison there? Like I think he's a glue guy, like a Draymond.
Yeah,
right?
he's like a Draymond Green.
Right. So, but what else goes into chemistry, right? 'Cause we see all the stuff on the floor, right? But what do you guys do to get closer? I mean, what do teams do to get closer over the years?
We go to the football games together. Sometimes we'll go out to eat, like as a team.
Right.
Sometimes we'll go like bowling. Just do stuff together.
And how does that help with accountability on the floor? I mean, I would imagine three guys as talented as you guys in the backcourt, and then you have Lamarion up front in the front court. I would imagine you guys would hold each other pretty accountable since you're all so skilled. Talk about that. If somebody's not going hard in practice, who's going to get into them quick?
Lamar, he's always serious during practice most of the time. Eli's usually more on the quiet side.
Right.
But
does that kind of work though? Like to me, it looks like all the pieces work, right?
Yeah.
Like you got a guy that's a little louder and a little more in your face, like Lamarion, and then you have that just stoic, lead by example, quiet guy, Eli, and then I think you're somewhere in the middle. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. You tell me, right? But it seems like all the pieces fit.
Yeah. I think it's all. I like it.
What? All right. Let's talk a little bit about last season results on the floor. I mean, anything that stands out from a individual performance that stands out from last season?
For me?
Yeah.
I think you started about from last season?
Yeah, from last season.
Last season,
or a team. I mean, if there's a team game that's something that stands out, is like, yeah, that was something we really were pretty proud of, or we enjoyed a lot.
Our game against Santa Fe, the first playoff game,
right?
We did pretty good against them. I think we were down and we ended up coming back and to advance to play Las Cruces. Yeah, I think that was a pretty good game.
And what was that like? I mean, you guys obviously you have to go to their place, right?
Yeah.
And Big Bad Las Cruces, right? Everyone's talking about them and Deuce, and you guys go down there. So what's that experience like when you have to hit the road for the playoffs?
It was exciting. We were all ready for it. We all went in with the mindset that we were gonna win, go on. It was just we had a slow start. We were hanging in there at first, and then I guess it was just the crowd.
What about those district games against La Cueva? Like those were some fun games, right?
Yeah,
so talk about those
games. Those games. The first game we didn't have Sean, so we got to work with just us, and it was something new, but we were getting the hang of it. And then they ended up coming out on top, of course, but we were still right there.
And then second game against them, right?
Yeah, the second game, I'm not sure if Sean played that one or not.
And those games have all been close,
yeah,
right?
They were all
and they've been
7-5,
intense,
yeah.
and they're physical. I mean, would you say that that's your rival there, or
yeah.
I mean, is that the game you guys get up for the most?
Probably Cueva, yeah.
Okay, so we'll take another time out here with Drew. I want to talk about this year, focus on this year a little bit, and then maybe what's after high school. We'll be right back.
Okay.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Back with Sandia's Andrew Hill. All right, we talked about last year. Let's talk about this year. I don't think you guys are going to come up and surprise anybody this year. I think this year's going to be a little different because, I think you guys are going to go far this year, and I think teams are going to have. You're going to have a target on your back this year. Do you agree with me? One, and how will that be different?
I think teams are going to be looking out for us. I think they were worried about us last year too, but I think this year is different. Because we've been working, played over the summer, so I think.
So how does that change things? Because I've talked to guys in the past, for example, like a Cleveland football or maybe a La Cueva baseball, right? Those guys just expect to win, right? And everyone else expects them to win too, right? So that target is huge, you're going to get everyone's best when you have a target, right? So what do you guys need to do to make sure there is no letdown, knowing that teams are probably going to look at you guys a little different this year? It's that killer instinct, man. What are you guys going to do this year?
Just come out, play hard.
Right. Now, have you guys talked about this? Do you guys talk about, hey, we got to bring it this year?
We're not really worried about it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's quiet confidence is what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right, okay. Because, all right, who's that team on the basketball floor for you guys? Who's that team that kind of other guys look at okay, they're going to be good. They're going to be ready. They're going to be playing hard. I know Volcano comes to mind, right?
Yeah, Volcano.
But you know what Volcano's going to bring. Trisco, right? And so how important is that to have that mindset as a team? Because to me, I think that's worth 5 or 10 points before the game starts, right? When Volcano walks into a gym and they play someone that's not as good as them, or God forbid they have someone crappy on their schedule, I think that's worth 10 points before they ever jump the ball up. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? Do you agree with that? Do you think there's a mental thing that? There's a swagger aspect?
Mental is a big part of the game. How you come into the game, if you think,
right,
however you're thinking.
Your district's changed a little bit this year, right? Obviously, La Cueva doesn't have Exodus Heirs. They made a coaching change. So there's a lot of question marks over there at your rival, right? Yeah. That's changed. A lot of new faces at West Mesa. Obviously, Brody goes over there, right?
Yeah.
And Elijah's having a really good season on the football field, and he's quite a basketball player as well. So who do you think, who's going to be in that discussion? Do you think it's still you and La Cueva? Is West Mesa in that discussion now?
Yeah, I think.
Just give us a preview of that district.
I think West Mesa is going to be up there with us too. They were last year. They were doing pretty good with Lagunas, I think.
Right.
Yeah, they did pretty good. Eldo, I know Eldo.
Right.
They have Parham.
They're going to have 3 guys, right? With Josh Jackson, Parham, and Mike Knob, right? Yeah. So that's usually a pretty competitive basketball district. You can't have an off night in that district. Talk about that.
Yeah, we're going to have to come out every game. We have to come out every game ready.
All right, what's next? What's next for you after high school? You want to? Obviously, I would imagine the childhood dream was to play basketball at the next level, right?
Yes.
So what does that look like? What do you think you have to work on still on the basketball court?
I think I need to work on.
It's not free throws because I saw you shoot last night. Right?
Yeah,
it's not free throws.
Just getting to the rack more.
Right.
Just attacking my defender more.
And what does that look like for you? What is your off season or even in season? What does a day look like for you? Right, you wake up at what time?
I wake up around 8.
Okay, that's a little late. All right, so maybe start changing that to 6.
Yeah.
I don't know when you have to wake up. But all right, talk me through your day as far as school, homework, weights, practice, and then anything individual you do, whether it's shooting or whatever. Tell me about all that.
Well, my first classes are at 10:15.
Okay.
So I get to school.
Living the high life. Oh, man. All right, I had double late arrival as a senior, so I know what you're talking about.
I get to school, I go to my classes. If it's if we have a 7th period day, we go to Coach Brown and we have our practice. Sometimes we stay after a little bell. If not, if we don't have a 7th period, then we'll go in after.
Right.
After that, I go home. Sometimes I ice bath because Coach Brown puts us through a lot.
Right. Yeah. Practice pretty difficult with him.
Yeah.
All right.
And then go home, do homework. Just rest up for the next day.
Right. What about like during the summer, individual stuff? Like how many shots are you getting up a day? What does that look like?
We're trying to get up as much shots as possible each class we can.
Right. And how did that change during COVID? That had to kind of throw you guys for a loop too, right?
Yeah. COVID was big, wearing masks all the time, and having the mask was really the biggest part.
All right, the recruiting process, what's that going to look like? I mean, take me through where you are in that process now. Are you sending out film? Or what's that looking like right now?
Yeah, sending out film, trying to get recruited.
What's the plan? Like, you got some schools you're thinking about on the radar?
I don't yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
All right. And so you guys got a nice little system there, and obviously Coach Brown's been along for a long time. So talk about that support system you have to try to get you to the next level.
Yeah, I know Coach Brown. He's going to help us a lot. Really just trying to get our own name out there.
All right, let's end on this. Have you guys set a goal yet for the season, or do they stay the same every time? Do they say, one game at a time, all that nonsense? You're going to tell me that? Or is it real goals like, all right, we want to win district, we want to win state, we want to do this, we want to do that?
Yeah,
what are the goals?
Well, of course, it's always one game at a time, but we want to win districts. We want to get to state in the pit, and hopefully we can get to the championship.
How cool would it be? I mean, I know you're just one of the players on the court, but how cool would a brother versus brother state championship be? You think?
Yeah, that would be.
And you kind of owe those guys one because they put it on you last year, right?
Yeah, they did.
All right. Well, Drew, thank you so much for coming in. I think you're going to have a monster year. You and the whole team, the whole guys. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for watching, and good night, everybody.